Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs. Hey, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death that you are listening to our show.
Auf Deutsch.
What?
Auf Deutsch.
What does that mean?
In German.
In German? Yeah, no, I don't know what that means in German.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Auf Deutsch means in German.
Oh, now that I understand. Why is that relevant, Tony?
I don't know. I think we have a special guest with us.
Special guest, who are you?
My name is Marcel Fehse from Fehse Guitars.
Marcel Fehse from Fehse Guitars. All right. Well, we are very happy to finally get the interview with you. We met you in January in NAMM, and Tony and I were instantly like, well, we got to get him on the show.
Yeah.
For sure.
And where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from northern Germany. It's near to Hanover, a town called Obernkirchen. And happy to be here.
Nice. Nice to have you.
Northern Germany. Pretty country up there.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen pictures. I haven't... It's like I've been there, like, oh, yeah, when I was touring northern Germany.
Yes. I've been to Hamburg.
Yeah. And you like hamburgers.
Oh, it's very beautiful there.
Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a little industrial, but it's nice.
Wait, you're...
Birthplace of the Beatles.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, they're really great, weren't they?
Mock and show.
Tony's dragging out every German phrase he knows. Just get it all out, Tony.
I'm done.
Just do it.
I'm done. I'll stop.
Marcel, I mean... It's Tony, so I can only say I'm sorry so many times. So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason that we're talking to Marcel from Fehse Guitars is that he brought a very unique guitar to the NAMM show.
Several.
Well, a couple. Yes.
Yes.
With two very particular unique qualities about them that we're going to get into during the actual interview time. Until that point, if you want to go to Fehse Guitars, you can go to FEHSE guitars.com. I think there's a dash
between. There's a dash between.
Yeah. But just put that in and you'll be fine.
It's right.
Let Google do the work.
Yes. Make Google run on the treadmill. You
Yes.
sit on the couch. Okay. And then you're going to see all the good stuff and understand, oh, now I know what they're talking about. So we have a few announcements. Marcel, if you just want to... Well, by the way...
Yes.
Marcel, is that a French name?
In its origin, it's a name, yeah, but how it is in Europe, you can adapt. It's Marcel with LLE at the end is French. I'm with written in the German form of the name, or you can do Marcello. It's Italian. Like you want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. I'm a Polak with Anthony for a name, so that's an Italian name.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't help it. That's what my parents named me.
Yes. The extra L in the E. Fish. Who needs it?
Yeah, you can do the same. It's Antonio in Italy. It's Anton in Germany.
That's right, Anton.
And maybe Antoine in French.
Yes.
And Spanish. There's whatever that is in Spanish.
Antonio, I think it's the same.
Yeah, I think it's the same
as well, we're
Italian.
learning all things about the world, aren't we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get on with some guitar business.
What other announcements?
Well, we just finished our first 4 on the Floor episode. The full episode. Our new episode style.
That was in the shootout? 4 on the Floor shootout?
It was the 4 on the Floor shootout. Where we did, I'm sure you'd listen, but maybe this is the first time somebody's listening, and you need to go back to that episode.
Yep.
We compared 4 mini compressors and talked about all the things that we noticed, things that we liked, user experience, sound quality, all that good stuff. And we're going to do that. We've got a whole list of this stuff. So we are putting our 4 on the Floor segment to work, making it work for us. And as a result, you get to benefit because,
Yeah.
I mean, we learned loads about this.
Well, we also learned how all of our experiences were somewhat different.
Oh,
and some of the
radically
things
different, yeah.
that I liked, Todd didn't like or Rob didn't like.
Yep.
And then John, just as we read what he had written, he seemed to stutter a lot.
John did,
Yeah. He was recording, I think, voice
He's gonna
into
be furious
iPhone.
with that. He'll be furious with that, which is great because then that'll force him to come on next time.
That's right.
So yeah, we're really excited for this segment. We're going to sprinkle them, every so often, in between interviews and one-on-ones and all kinds of that stuff. It's a great format. We love doing it, and we want to make the 4 on the Floor be even more awesomer, prominenter. Yes. Anyways, also speaking of pedals on the floor,
yes,
Cameron Pampas won
the
final OCE pedal, the step ladder.
That's
which is an octave pedal, and so that has been sent out. And I want to say a humongous thank you to OCE Pedals for supplying us with those pedals to give away. It was very gracious, and we're really thankful for that. We have a lot more to give away, so not of those pedals, but other things. We're just going to take a week's break because every day can't be Christmas, everybody.
I like Christmas.
I do too. That's why we do this, because it's fun. Anyways, so that's our what's going on in our. No, now let's do our what's going on in our music worlds. This week we're going to kick it off with Tanya Bolonsky.
That's me.
The lovely, the leggy Polak across my table here, and. Leggy, he's not tall. He wears short shorts, so there's a lot of man leg hanging out all over the place.
Nothing wrong with that. If you can pull it off, baby, do it.
And then we're going to check in with Marcel and find out with one L and no E, and we're going to find out what's going on in his music world this week, and then I'll say something. It'll be great. Tony.
All right. Well, interestingly, this has just been an action-packed weekend. Friday morning, I went up to Toledo to record a podcast with Ken from Reverend Guitars.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was actually a live podcast, the video.
Neither
and everything.
did he.
He said, "Oh my God, what have I done?" But I mean, it was kind of cool. We talked about my company, Pick Guardian. Our relationship with Reverend Guitars. We talked about the podcast here because Ken had just done one a couple of episodes
ago. Great show.
Yeah. And
we'll have him on again.
Yeah, he said anytime, because they've got some new announcements coming up.
Indeed.
But it was a blast, and we played some stuff. The intro is he wanted to say just play something. I'll solo along with it.
Yeah.
And he's actually a really great guitar player.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very impressed. But so we had a blast doing that, and it was a very, very good experience. And then after we finished up there, we drove up to Detroit Rock City.
Yeah.
And stayed overnight and just kind of I hadn't been to Detroit. Well, no, that was my first visit to Detroit. I've been in the area before, but we stayed in downtown Detroit. There was a Tigers game going.
Oh, cool. Did you guys go to that?
No, but I mean, our hotel was literally spitting distance to the stadium. Sure. And they had a huge fireworks show at the end of the game, and we just had a blast. We just walked around the general area there, and we had Stella with us, our dog. Stella, and she wasn't very fond of the fireworks, though.
And then why did you bring a dog to Detroit?
This was we were testing to see how she would travel, and the end result is she's more of a homebody. But we still had fun. It was a little limiting with a dog at places you can go.
Shocker, everybody. Dogs don't like Detroit.
I don't know. I mean, there were a lot of other dogs there.
Yeah.
But they were city dogs.
We're trying to get out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, gotcha. Take us home, please. But no, it was a little limiting. We went to places that had patios, had some drinks, had some dinner, and but we had a really nice time. And it was we lucked out on the weather. It was supposed to rain all weekend, and it didn't. So
it did here.
Yeah, I know. And coming home, we hit that little bit of a nasty storm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a blast, and thanks to Kenny for.
Did you pick out a new guitar?
Well, that was my question. I said, "When do I get my free guitar?"
Oh, jeez.
And he just kind of giggled.
Yeah.
But we had a really good time, and it was nice to see him. And they have quite a nice facility up there that they basically all of their guitars now are brought in from overseas, but they have probably a half dozen workstations with people that when they come in, they come out of the box, they set everything up, and get it ready for shipment.
Marcel, were you able to check out Reverend Guitars at NAMM?
I think I walked by them, but I'm not sure if I stopped by. I know the name from Instagram and things like that, and always have a look and when something's new there. So yeah, I know them.
Yeah, good. Since we got you talking now, can you tell us something that happened in your music world this week?
It's always one particular thing that always happens to me, but I'm keeping that for the second. Yes, not in particular this week, but I think 2 weeks ago we went to Coldplay. And they were in Düsseldorf and I think Hamburg and Munich too, and parallel to Taylor Swift. And it was quite a hot time here in Germany.
Wow.
With having these big stars here at the same time. So when everyone's so half of Germany, the Swifties are after Taylor Swift, and the other half went to Coldplay. So it was quite a cool time here.
Now, is that in Germany? Are Swifties spelt with a CH in front of the W? Swifties. Is that?
No. You know what Swift means in free translated to German?
Should I?
Vision. So it's like to swift the floor or something like that, and it's not that romantic.
Oh, that's the name Swifter.
Swifters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now I believe that tickets to shows in Europe in general, but Germany and specifically, are a lot more affordable than here in the States. I heard
that.
Yeah, there was a friend of a friend who wanted to take his daughter to see Taylor Swift in Toronto, and tickets were just outrageous. I mean, they were like really nice seats were like $3,000 or $4,000.
That's crazy.
And he ended up booking flights to Germany to see her there, and it was cheaper to fly to Germany, see the show, and fly back.
That's what somebody, one of our people that works at my company, not that I don't own it, but she did the same thing.
Yeah.
That night, her boyfriend said, "Hey, let's go to Germany and see Taylor Swift." It's like, what? How? Yeah. So there was a lot of people that we all know that were at the same show.
Comes over.
Yeah.
Well, I think there are fewer.
It's cheaper, I think, for her.
Yeah, I think there are fewer middlemen in Germany when it comes to ticket sales. Like we've got everything has to go through Ticketmaster or some other. Everybody gets their little slice of the pie, and I think in Germany or in Europe it's a lot more, from to the artist from the venue kind of thing.
Yes,
and the producer.
There's only so many slices of strudel in there. Okay, anyways, we're gonna just keep doing what we got. So we're gonna run out at some point in time, Marcel. I'm
Todd,
so sorry.
you bumbling fool.
Yeah. Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah, we definitely.
Hogan's Heroes was very big in Germany. They loved it.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, we're going to move forward. I'm going to say stuff. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what I did.
What did you do, Todd?
Well, I brought out the Tone Bone Big Shot, which
Tone Bone Big
it's
Shot,
a passive ABY box.
Well, okay.
So
it's passive.
It's because they have an active one.
Okay.
Which I'm not exactly sure what the active one does.
Probably buffers.
Possibly, whatever. So this one, I'm kind of testing out between the Marshall and my new Vox. Marcel, I got a Vox AC30 S1, which is it's a single channel with a single 12-inch speaker, and it's sort of like a streamlined AC30 standard.
I would say stripped down.
Streamlined is better. Streamlined sells things. Stripped down does not sell
This
things.
is why I was never good at marketing.
No. And it's just really, really interesting to hear, some things, the pedals that have gone to for a long time, a lot of them don't sound good in front of the Vox, and vice versa. There's some things that sound great in front of the Vox that don't sound good in front of the Marshall. And it's just, so now I'm going like, okay, where's
the sweet spot?
Yeah. As soon as I get something right, the first thing I do is toss all the fruit in the bowl in the air. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to say the,
Yes.
salad thing.
Yeah.
Because then everybody giggles.
Yes.
Anyways,
and
so
what did you find out?
I'm still finding out.
Oh, you're still
Yeah.
A-being.
Yeah. It's a arduous process.
Well, with you, I could see that.
Just pedals all over the floor, and my ears ringing is great. Yes. I think this one sounds amazing.
Wait a minute. I thought, well, no, it
Yeah.
doesn't sound any good anymore.
No.
Got to start over.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. It's
And
always
it's definitely not me, the player. So
Well, obviously. And you're not using the effects loop that's in that amp?
no, I'm just talking about drives for right now.
Okay, driving the front end of all the amps.
It is a little bit weird because even I found other pedals that aren't that. So for those that didn't hear, I was trying to put the HX Stomp into the front of the AC30 S1, and it just flat out. Not only did it not sound good, it just didn't work. It just was like the whole. So then I put it in the back, and then it worked. I don't know if I like how it feels, though. So that may not be an option for the Vox, quite frankly. But then there are some other pedals that it's really sensitive. That thing is really, really finicky. It's a fickle jet. That one is. So, anyways. That was a friend of mine in elementary school. There's two twins, the Barasoff twins. Their parents had a racehorse named Fickle Jet. I don't know why I remember that, but
wow, it just popped in your head.
Yep. Okie dokie. Well, when I've got pedals all over the floor, that means one thing. That means I also got a lot of Tour Gear Designs patch cables laying all over the floor.
I love those things.
Yes. So handy.
And so many sizes.
And I needed all of them.
And I'm sure you had to go from the side to one to the top of the other.
Absolutely.
And the side of the one to the side of the next one.
Yep, and I needed to keep them low profile, and fortunately, they did not break the bank to buy all of them. If this sounds good to you, and it should, frankly, go over to tourgeardesigns.com, load up your cart of the already incredibly affordable and dang near indestructible.
Yes, I tried to destroy them.
He did. He really did. And you're going to get a coupon code area. Put in the guitar knobs. You're going to save how much, Tony?
You're going to save 15%, 15%.
15%. They're going to get shipped out lickety-split from Canada.
Yes. And they're just wonderful things.
They are.
And just, really, go in there, see all the different sizes. Just order more than you think you'll need because you're going to need
them
more.
You will need them. All right, everybody. Thank you to Tour Gear Designs Patch Cables for sponsoring our 4 on the floor. Tony?
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3. 4 on the floor.
Okay.
All right. Marcel Fehse from Fehse Guitars. Am I saying that? I'm saying that right?
Fehse.
Fehse. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yes. See, he said I was right, Tony. You had to correct me for no good reason. All right.
The good reason is I love to correct you.
Marcel, please help me out here. Give us your 4 on the floor.
as I said, I'm quite a boring guy when it comes to pedals, but it's I think I own them for 15 or 18 years. I don't know exactly. It's Crybaby Wah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Digitech Digi-Delay. Yeah, I don't own it anymore, but it's kind of a fast face replica or something like that.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Wait, what was the third one?
It's a Barber Limited Overdrive.
Baba Limited.
I think they're not well known, but I don't know.
Yes.
Well, okay, let's go back over each one. Tell us what you like about it, how long you've had it, or what did it for you? Like on the Crybaby.
As I experienced guitar playing, it many guitar players run over your way when you experience the whole world. And when everything comes to wah pedal, and you Google it, everyone seems to have a Crybaby in what particular configuration, I don't know, but I just wanted to have it, and I bought it. So it was quite affordable. At the time, I just know something about a Silver Machine wah from, I think, Joe Satriani had one, or still has one, I don't know. And it was out of my range, so I decided to have a Crybaby wah. You could modulate some things on the side, but it was okay for me. And I tried many things to maybe what I heard from Tom Morello, something like that, or I don't start with Metallica and Kirk Hammett. That maybe is the most prominent one. But I just try to get into it and see how it works and how it works for others and for me.
Yeah.
Before you go on to the other pedals, can you tell us what music were you into playing and into listening at the time that you got all these pedals?
It's not just one direction. I always loved the music of AC/DC, which is not very well known for a wah pedal.
Nope.
But
But if only they could have been something.
Yes.
If they only used wah pedals.
They really blew it.
Maybe I could give them one. They're in Germany this weekend too. So
that's cool.
They're
Wow.
playing this evening in Hanover, I think.
Are you going to see him?
No, I didn't. Couldn't catch up a ticket, but maybe next time. They are young, you know.
Yeah.
They'll be around.
Yeah. No need to rush right in.
No.
Now, it seems like Crybabies or Vox Wah pedals are kind of the everybody's had those at some point or another, but there are some really good alternatives out there too. I think Dr. No that made
I love the guacamole.
Guacamole.
The holy guacamole.
Yeah.
That's a 3-position, so it's like a 3-voice. Man, that makes all the difference in the world, having those extra voices on there.
Yeah, and DOD had one that was out for a kind of a mini pedal, and
Marley.
yeah. Oh gosh, I forgot about Morley's. Yeah. So those were all, and it does a very specific thing. But some guitarists use they keep the wah in a certain position that gives that kind of nasally tone.
Yeah, the Q.
The Q, yes. Thank you.
I don't know why it's called a Q, but it's called a Q.
I mean, just ask Mick Ronson.
Sure.
If you could.
Okay.
All right, well, number 2. What was number 2?
My number 2 was the Digitech Digi-Delay.
Okay.
And it's the same story like the wah pedal. I experienced Rage Against the Machine music and Audio Slave at the time, and I stood there and thought, what could you buy? And Tom Morello always talked about his delays and things like that, and I just wanted to try it out, and I did. So the Digi delay, or in specific, a delay pedal is, I think, the most important for me still.
Interesting. Now, is that the? No, I'm thinking of the DoD delay. It had that big giant stereo, like the 1/4-inch jack that went in the back.
No. This I know this pedal.
Yeah, I know. I was my head. I was thinking. For some reason I was seeing the DoD delay. Is the DoD 202? I think delay.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah.
Roughly
Anyways,
right.
But that's not this pedal.
That is not this pedal. So what is the range that you can get out of the pedal that you like? Is it does it go all the way from chorusing and flanging all the way up to full delay, or is it just strictly a delay pedal?
No. As I remember, as I said, I'm a very, very boring guy when it comes to pedals. But as I experienced it, the range was for me pretty wide. Maybe there are pedals out there that could do 2 times more. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But the most interesting thing for me was to go from each side of the range to the other one and see what happens when I play, or when I just damp it and experience what it could do with other combinations of playing styles, and maybe in combination with the wah pedal and things like that, and exchange them in the chain. Mm-hmm. And that was pretty impressive to me as a young guy who experienced the guitar for itself and started to get into these pedals, and it was a whole new world for me. So it was quite interesting to work out what works for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what everyone should really do. And if you have the opportunity to try different pedals, whether it's at a store or you have borrow a friend's or whatever, find out which one does what you want it to do. Yeah,
these are super affordable on Reverb right now. By the way, I've seen one for. So like 25, 37, 50, 58 hike.
Yeah, certainly under $60 US. I mean, you can buy new ones,
and that's in like basically like a Boss style enclosure. So wowzers.
Yeah, very cool.
Just get it for the enclosure, and if you don't like it, house something else in it. Jeez.
There you go.
All right.
And the third one was one that we hadn't heard of before. Is that right, Todd?
Yes.
What was that?
How do you spell that? Do you recall?
It's a Barber Limited. It's Barber, like the barber you can go to. And it's, I think, Barber Electronics or something like that is the manufacturer.
Got it.
A good friend of mine gave it to me and said, try it out. And as I said, I'm quite boring. But it went. It turned out it was good for me. So I kept it. And when I play with pedals and overdrive and things like that, I always use this one. So
Wow. Wait, is that the black one or the gray one?
The black one.
Very nice. Well, those are worth a lot. I'd hang on to that. Mm-hmm. We just looked it up, and this is Barber Limited, BABER. There are 2 models, and right now they are going for an average of about $320, something like that.
Yeah, it depends on which version. It looks like the silver ones were the early versions, and those seem to be worth a little more.
Yeah,
but the black ones,
but there's a black one here for $323.
Yeah,
and
200, 250. Yeah, very nice.
So there's that. I've never heard of that one.
All right, put it on the list.
All right. Last one. What do you got there, Marcel?
And it's the one that I don't own, or
the one that you
can't play anymore. It's like a replica of a Fehse Face. Oh. And the same friend gave it to me, and I don't even know if he has if he owns it at the time. But this was a quite cool thing for me, because I didn't know about at the time. Of course, nowadays I do, but at the time I didn't know anything about Fehse. And I always read it and couldn't imagine what this one was, because you have a overdrive and things like that, distortion, and everything makes it harder and harder and harder. And at the time, for me, everything, not everything, but let's say a lot of these pedals were the same to me, because it made everything heavier, and you couldn't pick out anything special about them, because our amplifiers and things like that weren't that good at the time, and it was nothing new to me. But when I experienced the fuzz, it always remembered me on let's say Jimi Hendrix and things like that. It was quite new for me, and I experienced as I heard it and played it. That's the tone it comes from. It's like an aha at the time. So it was quite cool for me to experience this sound, and that this was the reason the sound came out from Hendrix and guys like that.
Got it. Well, that was see. Now you didn't put too much stock into thinking your 4 on the Floor was going to be any good, but look at all the great things we've talked about.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Very nice.
But more importantly, we're here to learn more about what you do, Marcel. Now, Tony and I were. I'm sure. You know what you need to do next time you go to NAMM? You need to put a little camera facing the people that are picking up your guitar for the first time and capture their reactions.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm quite sure it's probably the same for everybody. Like, our eyebrows went up, our eyes got big, we looked at each other, we looked at the guitar, we looked at each other, we looked at you.
I saw the video. He did videotape us.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
you look really dumb.
Yeah, that's likely. Likely. So give us, I guess, just give us a brief rundown before we go into the great details of why your guitars are unique.
Yes, the first thing you see is very obvious. It's it's fully made out of aluminum. So the whole neck and everything you can touch and play is all made of aluminum.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, that was. We saw the aluminum necks, and we're like, "Oh, there's aluminum neck guitar." And we're like, "Wait, no, the whole thing
is aluminum." Yeah, which was
amazing. And aside from everything being aluminum, you do something very special with the neck on that.
Yes, it's hollow as the body too, to keep down the weight, and you try to get a middle thing. You don't want to make this one too special, too gimmicky, and too expensive. But on the other hand, you have to put many thoughts and ideas into it to keep it usable. And it's very easy to create something that weighs about 12 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
But the easy way wasn't the right way for me in this one. So I tried to be to go into this thing with more ideas and very detailed.
Yeah. And the one thing that
things like that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to say the one thing.
Yeah.
You have a little delay.
Okay, I start. Okay,
you go
now. It was very important for me to get through and not just to have something special. Okay, aluminum is quite still a special thing with guitars. It's not new, but it's still special, and I don't want it to have something special. And people grab it and think, oh, aluminum is light, right? Take it and say, oh, that's heavy. Everyone thinks it's cool until they grab it and touch it and say, oh, it's heavy. Everyone is looking down and isn't happy anymore about it. And I just wanted to reach this point that people say, oh, it's light, right? They grab it and say, it's really light.
Yeah.
And then you come into a whole other conversation when you tell people, it can be quite heavy. But I had some ideas to keep the weight down.
Yeah. Well, that is certainly the case. We were both really surprised at how light that guitar actually was. And
what surprised me was
what surprised me.
The profile of
me first.
No, me first. The profile of the back of the neck.
Yes.
Which is kind of squared off, maybe octagonally or something like that. And when I looked at it, I said, "Oh, that can't possibly be comfortable because it's got kind of ridges around. It's not a smooth curve.
It's like it's a 3-facet neck, right, on the back, or is it 4?
No, it's like three. You have a flat surface on the back, and the radius is going to the sides, to the side dots when you want to explain it like that.
Yeah. So it's like a half of an octagon for those people.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you mean 3? What's this facet stuff?
Yeah, but it was I think a very comfortable guitar to play, and I think
It was shockingly comfortable.
it gave I'm not a big fan of like V-shaped necks.
I kind of like them.
You like them?
I do.
But the one thing about a V neck is it gives you a place to plant your thumb.
Yeah.
And in this case, with those, kind of squared off edges, your thumb really felt like it had a place to plant on it.
I think it's also interesting because if you actually if you hold up your hand in front of you, okay, you might think it's round, but it's not. It actually almost looks like a wrench. Like, that's probably where they came up with the adjustable monkey wrench.
A croissant wrench?
A crescent wrench,
A
yes.
croissant wrench.
I just realized that. Oh, my goodness. My hand is a wrench. And
you play like your hand is a wrench.
But, yeah. You got the one side of your thumb, and then the web actually comes to a bit of a point, and then it shoots up on another side. I mean,
yeah, I guess so.
I actually felt like I had more contact with the actual neck as opposed to like floating on it with my thumb and the ridges right beneath the end of my fingers, which some necks, if they're too thin, that's kind of what you end up doing. And there was actually more contact with it, and I thought that was a really unique experience. Am I imagining things, Marcel, or is that the intent?
No, it wasn't the first intent. My first try with the aluminum neck was quite round. There wasn't weren't any edges or something like that. But many people who played it said, "Oh, it's quite cool," but I don't have any orientation on the back of the neck. And as I tried to get down with the weight and experienced how I could do the thing with the self-strengthening structure in the inner side of the neck and make it hollow. It appeared to me then the last thing that I wanted to do was kind of the curve at the back of the neck. And as I looked at it, there was this thing that you explained a few moments ago, and I thought, oh, maybe this could be the orientation everyone needs or wanted to have. And I kept it like that and gave it to people, and they said, oh, that can't be comfortable. And just one person in the whole thing said, oh, it's not comfortable for me. Everyone said, I think it isn't comfortable, played it, and said after a few seconds you don't feel it anymore. It's quite comfortable.
It was shocking.
I mean,
it
this
really
is how
was.
I kept it.
Yeah.
It was a very eye-opening experience because, you're right. When you look at it, you think, how is this gonna? What is it? What got? Did this guy fall off the bed? What happened?
Hey, how about some sandpaper, buddy?
Yeah, and then you hold it, and I was absolutely stunned at how incredibly playable that guitar was. Yeah, and it actually...
Paul Reed Smith said something else.
Oh, yeah.
He was at our booth too, and he said, oh, it's a really, really beautiful guitar, and things like that. And he came to me and said, but this one thing at the back of the neck, if you want to impress a guitarist, you have to make it more round. More radius. And I said, as I wanted to explain and things like that, he said, more radius. And went away. It was a very nice talk we had, but he wanted more radius, which is kind of okay too. Of course, I have another option to make it with a more radius. Make it smoother if anyone wants that. But many people looking from various directions on the back of the neck, and it's a quite sensitive thing, I think. Yeah.
Well, it's a signature thing for your guitar. I think it's awesome. I don't know if this was any kind of an influence, but I know a lot of, I don't know if ancient is the right word. Maybe what would you call it? Medieval, instruments of old.
A lute.
Instruments of old actually had more angled necks.
That's because they didn't have sandpaper back then.
Quite possibly. They just had angled shaped trees, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of them do have. They have V's. Some of them even have, lutes. Even the necks were, how do you want to say that? Well, they were laminated together, pieces of wood, and they have ridges and stuff. So I immediately thought of that. I was like, oh, I wonder if you said, hey, they used to make instruments like this. Why don't they anymore? Let me make that. What was well, you kind of actually told us it was just like, well, hey, there's this. Let's see what this looks like. I get it.
Have you, experienced or tried any of some of the other aluminum guitars or aluminum neck guitars, like the Valinos or the some of the Kramers that had
the electric guitar company too?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, they're the foremost ones right now.
Yeah. I mean, have you experienced those, and how do your guitars compare? Or how do you feel that your guitars compared to those?
Yeah, it's quite difficult because the first thing I thought about was making an electrical guitar out of aluminum, and the second thing I thought about is some things like that existing right now. And afterwards, I came to realize, okay, there are Kramers back then, and things like that, and I experienced these later, but I never had any other aluminum neck in my hand, except for the Bagulai necks. When do you know them? They come from Germany, or northern Germany too. And he started to make aluminum, I think 2 weeks before or after the pandemic started. And I contacted. We had a few contacts back then, and this is the only aluminum neck I ever from another manufacturer that I ever held in my hands. So I know EGC and guys and companies like that, but I never had the chance to grab one.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's if you're doing your own thing, and especially I think what makes yours really unique is. In the case of the neck, making it a hollow neck, not only for weight relief, but it also has some resonance in the neck. And on your bodies, I'm sure you're hollowing those out somewhat too to get some of the weight relief. But again, anytime.
Well, let's ask him.
Okay, let's ask him.
Are your bodies hollowed out too?
Yes, they are hollow too. Yeah, and it's kind of necessary to do that, not just for the balance and for the weight and things like that. And for the neck, it's very important to give it a slight curve with the tension of the strings. So otherwise it would be very, very flat, and it's not that good for playing for the ability to play this neck. So it comes always comes to the point when you that you have to get a more, let's say, I'm missing the vocabulary. So
maybe relief
to wait it out more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming the necks are not adjustable, like with a truss rod or something like that. If a customer wants to switch up string weight or string tensions, like go from 10s to 12s or going lighter, are there any ways to adjust for the customer preference, or you kind of say these are the strings you have to use?
The only thing that you have to change is the nut, and nothing else to change. I tested from 8 gauge to I think 12 or 13.
Okay.
I think 12, and measured everything, made to drop D and E and going one note higher, just to try it out, and it wasn't. You could measure something that that the neck is going to make it curve a little more, but I just write it on a piece of paper somewhere, and it was just, I think, a tenth of a millimeter. So it's not very
Wow,
mentionable.
it's amazing. So the neck, you build in a certain amount of relief into it, or is it, by its nature,
that's what
it
he
only
was saying. He's got just a very subtle bow to it.
a subtle bow.
A subtle bow.
And then and so you just change out the nut, and if you want to change the string gauge, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. It's the only thing you have to do.
Okay.
I imagine that in creating these guitars, you do have kind of a unique opportunity to be extremely precise with where you are actually weighting the guitar. A lot of times when you have a hollow body, at least I experience this, the upper shoulder of the guitar, it can kind of start to flip forward on you if it's exactly symmetrical in its build, or if it's just not thought about, we made a semi-hollow guitar or a hollow guitar. Are you counterweighting the actual body of the guitar to help compensate for that at all?
No, I don't counterweight something like that. I just tried to do something, and tried it with a hollow neck and a solid neck, and that's no surprise for you. The solid neck really goes into a neck dive, and for certain reasons that I explained a few minutes ago, we can't do a solid neck. And afterwards, the neck was done. I focused on the rest of the guitar, so the body, and looked where you can strap it on, and the strap pins. Your neck isn't very in the middle between the two neck pins, and try to give it a very even contour. Is the contour the right word?
Sure.
Okay, and the shaping, an even shape.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, I tried it out and thought, okay, this could be the right way. When you make the body too light, it can be not good for the sound. It will be very thin, and you can make it too heavy because you can't play it anymore. So you have to, in terms of sound and playability and the weight, you have to go somewhere through the middle and test some things out. Too light isn't good, and too heavy isn't good too. So it was very long way to try that out and get things in the right way. Also in terms of the balance when it hangs on the strap.
Yes.
And you also, I'm assuming you're manufacturing and designed and manufactured the bridge that's on these guitars. Is that right?
Yes, I designed it for myself because on my first try, I've tried to make a Telecaster body out of aluminum, and it was very heavy. And I just bought a wooden neck somewhere and bolted it on, and it was I think it's a 5 kilograms straight, and I think it's 11 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, that's
so. It was very it was very heavy, and but I experienced. I was done with it, and I was quite proud that I did something like that with I don't know how old was I, maybe 21 or something like that. And afterwards, my mother came in. She doesn't know anything about aluminum guitars or something like that, and said, "And the neck?" I said, "Yeah, has to be wooden here." And she said, "Oh, then it's not yours." I said, yeah, you don't know nothing about it.
Thanks,
I don't
Mom.
care. She said, make it aluminum too. And I said, yeah, okay, maybe I try. And I've gone to. Then I thought, okay, the one next thing I will do is another neck. And as I finished the neck, I experienced that the bridge isn't fitting. Several bridges I could find are not fitting in terms of height and several things. At the end, it's kind of a optical thing too. And I just designed another bridge, and then I come from one thing to another. And now it's everything self-designed.
That's nice. How about the pickups? Are you using a specific brand, or are those something you're doing yourself as well?
No, the pickups I'm getting from Fehse. Do you know Fehse?
No.
He's from Germany. Do you know Tausch Guitars?
No.
Think
He's from Germany.
I think
Our friend Frank Daimel is our only other real German connection, I think.
from Daimel Guitars.
Yeah.
But no, I think
I'm not quite sure. I think Daimel is using Fehse too, but I'm not very, very sure. But the one thing I use is Fehse and Kloppmann.
Is that Heusa or Hause? Heu, Heusa.
It's H and it's A, so it's AEUSSEL.
Oh wow, I was way off.
Yeah. Indeed.
And the other ones are Kloppmann.
Now, I think it's worth mentioning you have a really unique actual nut on the guitar, which is it's a string through nut. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's quite simple. I looked at other guitars without an angled headstock, and for some reasons I wanted a straight headstock, and everyone is using a string tree, and they are quite ugly, I think. So I just wanted something else, but not a string tree. It's quite ugly, I think. Not on every guitar, but I just don't want it to use a string tree, and because of that, I designed this nut, which is a little wider than a normal nut. And it's as I mentioned a few minutes ago, you have to change the nut when you change the string gauge, because it's milled half of the diameter of each string. So you have the maximum surface for each string to lay on and give the vibrations to the neck.
Man, oh man. Somebody needs to hire you to make rockets or something. Yeah, well, let's talk.
We're not allowed anymore. So.
Yeah. Okay, you went there. We did.
Oh my.
Yes. Anyways,
just a dumb joke.
not allowed.
Oh my.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Now it looks like you also have a wide variety of colors available. Is that are you anodizing the aluminum? Is that how you're getting your colors?
You could anodize it, but I have always gone along with the feeling of powder coating. I think it's
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when I looked at your samples, to me it almost had an anodized look to it, but it's powder coat. That's kind of cool.
It is. I would highly encourage everybody to go. It's going to be really easy to check these out on Instagram, and you get to see the colors and all that stuff like right away, so that you can kind of get and a lot of the details that you're sharing on your Instagram are great. Definitely, people go there. Now, I want to just make a quick left turn here. Not everybody says, Self, after I finish lunch today, I'm going to engineer a fully aluminum guitar. How does one get to the state where one says that?
Yeah, as I started to play the guitar, I think it was quite late when I was 16. I've gone along with my training I think it's an educational scholarship or something like that. I don't know the right name for it at the moment for as a metal worker. And in Germany, it's like that. You go 3 years or 3.5, depends on the job, and you go into a company and have 1 day in school. So you go there and work with other people, and they show you things, and
it's
you
like
get better and better.
like
so
an apprenticeship.
Yeah. A journeyman.
Yeah, an apprenticeship. Yeah, right. And as I started to play guitar, I thought, okay, my first guitar was as I said, like AC/DC, was a Epiphone SG, and the first thing I saw, or that I saw was the really hard neck dive, and I thought, okay, it's light wood, why is it neck diving and things like that? Wasn't that cool for me, and because of these thoughts that I had, I thought, why is it made of wood anyway? And I thought, why can't someone build it out of other materials? No, I'm a little bit smarter right now. A few years later, I know that carbon and other materials, but at the moment, I thought maybe I could do something out of metal, and everyone said, "Yeah, okay." Go home and have a sleep, and tomorrow you will think other different about this. Yeah, and afterwards, this thought didn't leave me alone. And at some day, I just ordered a plate of aluminum, started to cut it out and weld it together, and everyone said, what are you doing there? I said, leave me alone, I want to try something out. And the first Telecaster that I mentioned came out of my hands, and I handed it to my guitar teacher back then, and he said, I will first say it in German. Das kann ja nur scheiße klingen. He said that just can sound like shit.
A dirty word.
And he played it, and he said, "Wow, it sounds quite good, but why?" And
Nein, scheiße.
Then I tested. Yeah.
Nicht scheiße.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
But so you're
that's the origin of my apprenticeship.
And your first one was hollowed out too. Is that correct?
It was hollowed out, but it had like a core. It was a rectangular core, and it was quite heavy too. So it was, for the first try, it was okay, but not very engineering. It was quite easy.
I have a question for you, Marcel. Have you got this into the hands of Richard? I don't know how to say it. Kruspe from Rammstein.
Not yet. Not yet.
What are you waiting for?
I mean, tough for him.
This is like tailor-made for him.
Seems fitting. You're right.
Yes. Well, see, he listens to the show every week, so now he'll go, wait, what's this? I need to get a hold of this Marcel character and get a guitar from him. It's going to happen. I know it.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. When you know it will happen. I'm very sure.
What got you into the desire to work with metal? I mean, it's quite. You're very, very accomplished. Obviously, your engineering skills are pretty incredible, and your craftsmanship is pretty incredible. What drove you to that line of work?
When you're in school in Germany, about the 8th and 9th and 10th grade, you should have an eye to which job you can choose, or you can choose later. And you have 2 weeks or things like that into the 8th grade, and can experience a job, or go to companies and say, yeah, I just want 2 weeks that I can get into this job and this company and see if it fits to me. And where I live, just over the street, was a small company with with an anvil and things like that. It was very, very, very small, and I've gone there and talked with. Now we looked out of the window, and my father said, "You could ask over there." And I said, well, why not? I went over there and said I could imagine to work with metal. And they said, why not come over for the 2 weeks and see how it turns out. And it was very fun to me, and it was not easy, I have to say. Not everything was easy there with several persons and things like that. But I could learn a lot. And afterwards, I said, after these 2 weeks, there was 2 weeks of holiday, and I said, I just want to earn some money. Can I be here another 2 weeks? And they said, why not? You can come over and help us and earn a little money. And in the 9th grade, I experienced the same, and gone there for the holidays too. I think 2 or 4 weeks afterwards, and they said you can do your apprenticeship here if you want. And after the 10th grade, I went there, and So
wow, so you know really early on.
Seems pretty easy afterwards.
Yeah, I've been doing this a while already, and I'm only 12.
I can't imagine a metal worker wanting to say, I think I want to make a wood guitar.
Yes. Now, after you've built this, how many years are you working in this for doing the Fehse Guitars?
And the first guitar is I finished. It was quite a long time I worked on it, but I think it was with 21 or 22. Now I'm 33, so 12 years.
Wow.
I think, then I started back in 2018. I made a trademark out of as the Fehse Guitars. I made a trademark, and 2016. So back a few years, I bought the company that I did my apprenticeship in. So
oh wow!
Turned out quite good.
That's great. That's fantastic. I imagine, because people see what you can do with the guitar, that you've been asked to make other things.
Yeah, we started to make other things, and people said, "Oh, you're making guitars too." So we are welding on railway vehicles, and build stairs and balconies and railings and structures with beams and things, and that's our main. And the guitars, came from the site, and now we're making guitars too.
Wow. Okay. I better understand that whole picture. So tell us, you've been doing the guitars for a while. You got great reception on them. You got, goofballs like me and Tony saying, "Wow, look at this." What are you doing for future, or are you working on that now?
You experienced at the NAMM show the racer model that I have. It's a double cut model, but my first model was tailor likely. It was a single cut, but it was very quite heavy too, 3.5 pounds. I think 7 or 8, 3.5 kilograms. So it's 7 to 8 pounds, which was quite better, but it was very, very flat and uncomfortable, I would say. And now I overworked it, and it was the aviator model. And now I overworked it, and we will produce this one for the next NAMM show, and another a model called the Diver. It's a kind of, on the first look, like a middle thing between the Yamaha Revstar and an ES.
Yeah.
Quite in the same direction.
Okay.
This one, and because of the modular system that I have, it's possible to take these models and make them to a headless model. You just can switch out the bridge to a headless, and can switch out the neck and have a headless model. And the same thing I'm doing with the vibrato system, but that's for the next year. I think I'm not quite sure that I can present it on NAMM, but I hope. But I'm sure it will be these three models that people can experience.
Interesting. So you're planning on going to NAMM again this year? Or next 25?
Yeah, it's already
25?
booked. I'm at the Boutique Guitar Showcase with Jamie.
So. Fantastic.
Nice.
Well, we'll hope to see you there again.
We will meet, I think.
Yes. Okay, so that's a lot going on. Boy, you know what's interesting? You brought up the vibrato system. The whole aftermarket vibrato system is really starting to develop. We're seeing a lot of great innovations over the last several years with those. Are you looking to approach it from a completely new way of thinking, or improving on something?
I'm not quite sure yet, because the things that I saw, the newer ones, to be honest, are quite impressive. What you can experience, but it's not fitting for me right now. I think because, as I said, the modular system stands at the top of everything, and I want everything to be exchangeable, and I think I have to rethink the whole vibrato system. But as I said, I'm not quite sure yet. I have to search my way, as with the rest of the guitar.
Well, if you want to throw everybody for a loop, make them out of wood.
Perfect.
This guy's incredible. He's a rebel. He's a maverick.
I love it.
Well, Marcel, we really appreciate you sharing your guitar and your story with all of us. And I encourage people, if you're going to be out at NAMM this year, make sure you stop by the boutique area of the showroom, and you're going to see a lot of people that have been on the show, by the way. And Marcel, you were actually surrounded by fellow guests from the show, and didn't even know it. But there's a lot of incredible designs out there. Not least of all to mention is Fehse Guitars. So we appreciate what you're doing, and it's really amazing. And I hope that other people over here get a chance to experience what it is like playing one of those. We're going to do one of our favorite segments on the show right now. Tony?
Mm-hmm. That's right, Todd. This segment is a little game we like to play called Would You Rather?
Yes. This is also Marcel's favorite game.
I doubt it.
Let's see.
So this week's Would You Rather, we try to answer the age-old argument of whether heavy, denser guitars are better or lighter, airy guitars are better.
Interesting.
Now, this is where the science comes into it. Now, hopefully we don't lose anyone, but we found the heaviest wood and heaviest metal and the lightest wood and lightest metals to make guitars out of.
Yes.
So we're going to start with option one, which will be the heaviest one. And this is, the body is made of black ironwood, which comes in at 84.5 pounds per cubic foot.
That is dense.
This wood will not float in water.
Yeah.
That's how heavy it is.
By comparison, I believe mahogany was like 45.
Yeah, it was low. It might have been a little less than that.
You can imagine a solid 70s Les Paul
times three.
Thereabouts, yes.
Now, we're also going to couple this with a metal neck. Now, we're working under the assumption that, cost is not an issue.
Yep.
And that these are actually attainable to use these metals. Platinum comes in at 1,340 pounds per cubic foot. That is truly heavy metal.
Heavy metal, yes.
Option 2 will be the lightest
So we
guitar.
have the heaviest wood and the heaviest
metal for the neck. Option 2 will be the lightest guitar.
Okay.
And we found that balsa wood is indeed the lightest at around 8 pounds per cubic foot.
So an 8-pound body,
a tenth the weight.
versus an 84-pound. Okay, got it.
And then we're going to couple this with the magnesium neck.
Yes.
Which comes in
good
at
choice.
a cool 110 pounds per cubic foot,
Yeah.
which is 110 versus 1,340.
Yeah, and to put this in perspective, for those who haven't held anything made out of magnesium, I'm Marcel, you obviously know what's going on, but when I was in my 20s, I worked at a Porsche racing vintage restoration shop, and on several of the old 356 model cars that we were working on, they had magnesium rims, and I remember the first time the owner said, "Here, we need to get these on, this car over there," and he lobbed it at me, and and I kind of freaked out. I was like, "Ah!" and I caught it, and I mean, it weighs as much as a book, maybe. I couldn't believe how light this thing was, and I was like, how does this not? I don't understand metal, clearly. I'm like, how does this work? It doesn't fold. Now, that was an incredibly expensive and risky thing to do, because those are like, really, really expensive rims, but incredibly light, yes.
There you go. So, your two options are the heaviest guitar known to mankind made of black ironwood with a platinum neck, or the lightest guitar known to mankind made of balsa wood body and a magnesium neck.
Yeah, the black ironwood, by the way, is got some crazy name like Vitru,
Lida,
Vitru, something like that.
Yeah, you'll find it.
It's way less fun to say than ironwood.
Yes, ironwood.
Okay, Tony, you go. Then we're going to check in with Marcel, and I'll wrap it up.
Well, I don't believe that balsa wood has any kind of tonality to it at all. And even though the magnesium neck would be kind of cool, I just think...
It would float, though.
It would definitely float. If you needed a life preserver, that would be the one.
Yes.
I think I'm going to go, and I'm not going to be able to stand with this thing. I'll have to sit down and play it. But I think I'm going with the heavy guitar, because if I ended up not liking it, I could always take the neck and melt that down and get a lot of money for the platinum.
You could. That would be a very...
It would be pricey.
How you should while we're doing it, you should figure out how much that would cost.
Okay.
He's going to figure that out.
I'll do my
roughly.
Quick noodling here.
Marcel, what are you doing?
I think since I have kind of spaghetti arm, I'm with the light one.
Okay. And how do you feel about the choice for magnesium for that neck?
I think it's a quite good choice, because aluminum is always mixed up with magnesium too, and many people, like in the automobile industry, are using and aircraft industry are using magnesium too. So it's quite a good choice for it. Yeah.
Now, do you work with magnesium?
Not in a direct way, just the amount of magnesium that is contained in aluminum plates and things like that. So It's always aluminum. So it's ALMG3 is the standard aluminum, and it contains solid amount of magnesium in it. So
Got it.
if you want to count that, let's say yes.
Okay, got it. Now, brief question. Okay, while Tony is still crunching the numbers, does it bother you when the British call it aluminium?
No, so we have to write down aluminium too. So it's the same way of writing it. But I've always gone along to say aluminum. So
Yes, well, that's the way you actually supposed to say
they
it.
can talk how they like.
Yes,
Well, where does the extra I come from?
they made it up.
Aluminium.
Yes, it's wrong. But everybody can say the way they want. We're just saying, that's not.
Yeah, now you've offended all of our British
I know.
friends. Thank
Yeah.
you. Do you want to know how much platinum is?
I do.
So
You
today,
mean platinum?
Platinum. Excellent. Nice.
I like
you
that.
did that. You're fast on your feet. So today's pricing for an ounce, this is an ounce of
Yes.
platinum, is almost $1,000. So 960.26. I'm guessing you're going to need close to
Like 3-4 pound neck.
yeah, maybe. So a
Does that
lot of
sound
money.
about right, Marcel?
I just have to look it up. I'm interested right now too. So
Like,
let's say.
how heavy is your neck?
My neck is about let's say 1 kilogram. So I think 2.2
2 pounds, yeah.
Okay.
pounds.
2.2, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it can be done.
It can
That's
be
not
done.
outrageous. I thought it was going to be
Well,
much
that's like
more.
$32,000 or so, though, maybe 35 when all said and done.
I think it's 7 times heavier than I looked it up real quick. Yeah, I think it's 7 times heavier.
Yeah. So, and also you have to factor in, you have to start with a block of it.
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
come in a neck shape. So you're going to have to mill all of that stuff off,
Oh, boy.
And that's wasted platinum.
All right, we'll just say $50,000.
That's an expensive guitar.
yes. That's just for the
Doggies.
neck.
Okay, there you go. That's
right.
that's your mountain, Marcel. Make a platinum guitar.
Yes.
Are you my first 2 customers? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Indeed.
the check is in the mail.
Yeah,
We'll get that
exactly.
right over.
Yes.
You take
Now
PayPal?
you're standing in the front row, so you have to say yes. So.
Well, I have to go. I'm going with the heavy guitar on this one.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to sound pretty amazing.
I think it's going to sound dark.
It'll sound very dark, but it's I can say I've got the heaviest guitar in the world.
Yes.
That's kind of cool. For a minute,
As long as you don't have to stand up and play it, you'll be
yeah,
fine.
well, I could do that. I'm pretty sure, I could handle that. Compression socks, maybe some knee braces, it'd be fine. Anyways, thank you, Tony, for coming up with that ingenious.
I tried to be a little scientific this week.
I appreciate that, and so does Marcel, being a metal scientist of kinds.
Yes.
We need to thank a few people, and then we are going to bid adieu,
Auf Wiedersehen.
auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, farewell to our friend Marcel.
Did you ever so
Yes,
long?
I did.
Farewell.
I was trying
Auf
not to do
Wiedersehen,
that, but
goodbye.
you. Yes, I get
Okay.
it. Yeah.
You know how it goes.
I take the airplane. You take the footpath. Okay. Go
I
ahead.
am the king of low-lying fruit.
Yes.
So that's right, Todd. At this point, there's a special group of people that we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer helps make this show possible. How do you become one? Very easy. You head over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple different levels in which you can participate, become a friend, a sponsor, a hero of the podcast. Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts and opportunities to win great giveaways.
Yes.
Yes.
Like a platinum guitar that Marcel's
Yes.
going to design.
Yeah, well, just send it over. We'll give it away for you. But in addition to all that great stuff, there's one thing more. What is that, Todd?
You get to make it into an Explorer body style. Oh. That's not it? Okay.
No.
You get to have your name read on the thing.
Your name read on the thing. That's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers: John Sebastian, Trevor Ellenberg, Cameron Pampas, James Bell, Eric Hemmer, Brett Hogarth, Gregory Randall, Don Kloss, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology. What? Rusty Sneeden, Vader and Pedals, John Halverson, Rick Calhoun, Trevor Gunberg, Elad Mizrahi, Richard Kendall, James Pennington, James White, Justin Jones, John Esterly from Rare Buzzer Effects, Anthony Lathrop, Stefan Lamb, Michael Senchuk, Ken Sayers, Darren Gregory, Tom Barazin, Michael Davenport, Eric Merrow, and Plutonium.
Yes.
We'll call him Plutonium from now on. But you know, Todd.
I do.
He's a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's one...
Handsome, too.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. There's another special group of executive producers. We call them our Grand Poobahs. Now, these fine folks are the creme de la creme, the top of the heap, the A number ones. And so we'd like to give a very special thanks to these Grand Poobahs. Anthony Gemalero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robison, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Hex Matos, Jack Cadian, James Pennington, John Williams, Jonathan Jerusik from 12th Hour Devices, LSJ Music Company, Matt Hart, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Moon Guitars, Paul Von Eppinger, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, Tyler Rhines, Zach Oswald from Brandon Wound Pickups, and Pedro Vasquez. Thank ya.
Indeed. We are truly grateful for all of you who support the show, because then we get to talk with friends like Marcel and find out all about all the good things that these people are making and share that with you. All right, Marcel, where can people find the things that you are making?
You can find it online at fehse-guitars.com. You can find it there. You can find it on Instagram. Just search for Fehse Guitars. And maybe we meet some of you in Germany at the end of September at the Guitar Summit. It's Europe's biggest guitar meetup, I think. And
I would
late and in January on the NAMM show, I think.
Yes. We actually got connected with the woman who is running the Guitar Summit a couple years ago from Frank Daimel. And that would sure be amazing to get to. Maybe Tony and I can hop on a private jet and get over there.
And see Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Just ask Taylor. She will pack you in.
Perfect.
Do you do Music Messe?
Music Messe isn't it's not actual anymore. They stopped it, I think, maybe 8 or 10 years ago. I don't know it exactly, but it's not a big thing anymore.
I didn't realize that.
It isn't existing anymore. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then the answer is no. I do not do that show.
Perfect. Well, Tony, how about you?
Just head over to pickguardian.com. Check out some of the things that I do. What do? I make custom pickguards for guitars. If you have something that you're trying to do, maybe change out pickups. Maybe, I don't know, just want to change a color. Who knows? Shoot me an email. Let me know what you're trying to do, what you need. I'll take very good care of you. It's your opportunity to make your guitar even more yours.
I was going to harmonize that, and that's going to sound terrible.
Yes.
I didn't. You can shoot me a message to the Guitar Knobs in general at Guitar Knobs on Instagram. Also, check out what we do on Instagram. And listen, if you are not ready to become a Patreon member, we understand that. We hope you do someday. But at bare minimum, if everybody can simply just tell a friend, a friend guitar player or whatever about the show, Give us a follow on Instagram. We would greatly appreciate it. It doesn't take much, but it makes a big difference to us.
Yes, it does.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to say a huge thank you to our friend Marcel Fehse from Fehse Guitars in, I can't remember where, Germany.
Northern Germany. Near
Northern
Hanover.
Germany. There we go.
Obenkirchen.
Obenkirchen. Is it really Obenkirchen? Or are you making that up?
That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, perfect. Let's see, I got it right. All right. So, yes, thank you, Marcel, for joining us. We hope you had a good time on the show.
Thank you for having me on your show. It's been a pleasure and was great to have fun with you this evening.
Yes, indeed.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get out to NAMM. Go see Marcel at his booth. In the meantime, have a fantastic guitar week and subscribe.
I don't want to talk about
Tony
guitars.
back in the corner.
All right, I'll mind my manners.
Okay. Well, Tony went there.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I mean,
The semi-scientific questions are my favorite questions. So.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, when you want to meet people, just mow your grass.
Marcel.
Are you still there?
Yes.
I'm
still there.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
what have I gotten myself into?
Every word.
Yes, you're looking for the exit, but it's nowhere near. You're stuck. Perfect.
Yeah, would be great. Thank you.
And let us know when that platinum guitar is shipping, because
Yes.
we'll want to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. I'll be waiting
Yes,
for that.
I will give you. I will give you the flight number.
And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.